amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remain blessed. Whenever you look my video, whenever you watch my video, share the video to all platforms. Share it to family and friends. Share it in your WhatsApp group so that people can get information on what is happening in the contraption called Nigeria, mainly against the Biafrans, against the Duduas, against the indigenous people in the contraption called Nigeria. I try as much as possible to set the record straight. I don't preach hate speech. I don't speak against people. I set the record straight. The only important thing I do here is to make sure that the plight of the people remains on the front burner and the world will know the true story of what is going on in the contraption called Nigeria. Remember, they will always change the narrative. The government will always try as much as possible to use the conventional media to change the narrative, but that I will not allow. In this platform, we'll set the record straight and we'll say it the way it is. Not preaching hate speech, not by talking down to anybody, but setting the record straight and bringing the information to the front burner and letting the world know the exact situation of things. Each time you watch my video, you can equally go to the comment section, put down your comment, say it the way you feel it. It's so welcome. You can criticize if you so desire, but do it constructively so that we can be able to learn from one another. That is why I'm here. And now, I'm going to share with you a very important video. I hope after watching the video from the beginning to the end, you're going to enjoy the video and you continue to stick around and be able to enjoy the rest videos that are going to be coming your way from time to time. Thank you so much for coming. Today, the video I'm going to share with you is a very important video.
The president is crying about corruption in Nigeria, saying it is spoiling Nigeria's image abroad and something needs to be done. It is also preventing DIs, direct investments coming from, foreign direct investments coming from out of the country. Is the president just noticing this?
That's a very good question. I just looked at that headline. I looked at another headline from is it Son? He said FG talk stuff on corruption. I don't know. This is the 6th or the 7th year of this administration, and absolutely nothing has been done as far as corruption is concerned. The fight against corruption is one of the cardinal campaign points of this Buhari-led APC administration. But is it now that he has realized that corruption is digging deep into the country? Is it now that he has realized that foreign investment has reduced because of corruption? What has the government done? That is the question. For 7 years, close to 7 years, what has the government done? I read in the paper, was it yesterday, that the case against the former SGF has been fixed for January 28th. After how many years? The trial is still ongoing. Who can we say that this government has sent to jail for corrupt practice? So the government is playing lip service as far as the fight against corruption is concerned, and it is very bad because this is not what the president promised Nigeria. The president came during campaign and promised Nigeria that he is going to fight corruption to a standstill, but he soft-pedaled. And even some of his party members, the party embraced corruption when they started. And when a national chairman of a ruling party said, "Come and join us, your sins will be forgiven," I think that was where they ended it. And I think this should not make.
We've seen the various anti-graft agencies in the country, EFCC, the ICPC, and arrest and prosecute people for alleged acts of corruption. Chooks, of course, that fighting corruption, prosecuting and possibly convicting persons is like more of a joint task, responsibility between the executive and of course the judicial, which of course are two separate and independent arms of government. Just like the former president Jonathan would say, you don't just go and pick somebody and put him in jail. There are processes. So I don't know where the problem is coming from. Is it from the executive or the judiciary, where we have delays in having these cases dispensed?
I don't know where to start from, but there's a very interesting story on the president's visit to Ogun State yesterday, where he applauded Governor Abiodun of delivering on his promises. So and you know, that got me thinking. So the president understands the importance of delivering on promises. Now we have a president who's made 3 key promises: the economy, security, and anti-corruption. And then we are now left to juxtapose what is said against what's on ground. In fact, last night I spoke with one retired general, and I heard a very interesting story about the president's anti-corruption drive, where they went to recover $500,000, and at the end of the day they declared $50,000. And even when the money was put in the central bank, they discovered that the money was fake currency. You see, you don't instill confidence in your country or amongst your citizens by breaking down institutions that are supposed to help the state. I'll give you an example. Look at what happened yesterday. The federal government, EFCC, came and with a photograph of a man they said impersonated a general, you understand? And that particular photograph has done 20-30 years damage to the image of our military. I'll tell you why. Before, in times past, when foreigners come to Nigeria and they see a Nigerian policeman, they are comfortable. But as time went by, they lost confidence in the police. So you see them going with mobile policemen. At the time, they had confidence in mobile policemen. At the end of the day, they discovered that mobile policemen could be impersonated. So then they shifted their confidence to soldiers, to our military. But then we saw editorial by The Economist a few months ago, and we saw the government's response. But now, you are bringing out somebody who was adorned with the regalia of a major general. And everybody I spoke yesterday, in fact, somebody told me that uniform was on point. That was, let me use this word, on point, means that it wasn't a forgery. Even if it was a forgery, if it was faked as the uniform. You see, we've seen our actors, Nollywood, act movies with military uniform, but none came close to that. So if we are not able to tell who a genuine general is from a fake general, how are we supposed to tell who a fake colonel is from a genuine colonel? Then that trickles down to the rank and file, junior officer, NCOs. So it's a very big problem. You cannot be damaging a house with your leg and claim to be with your hands. That's what the president has done. 6 years, like my brother said, 6 years down the line, he's had opportunities upon opportunities to prove that he's serious about fighting corruption. As we speak, Ibrahim Magu was EFCC chairman. We know how Ibrahim Magu was relieved of his appointment as EFCC chairman. Until date, Magu has not been taken to prove whether or not he committed those crimes for which he was accused of. These are issues. So if there's something called sign language, they say action speaks louder than words. If as a president, because when the president came, somebody told me that if they knew that this is how Buhari was going to be, that the money they returned at the wake of his inauguration, that they wouldn't have returned that money. If they knew that you could pay.
Stolen money or what?
Of course, stolen money.
The president owes Nigerians one thing. With 1 year remaining in his government, let him walk his talk. Let him take actions and at least prove to Nigerians that yes, I have fought corruption. Because we said this government has not helped in this fight against corruption. There have been instances where the Ministry of Justice withdraws case files of people that are facing corruption listing. Is that a government that is fighting corruption? There are several instances where the ministry has gone to cases where ICPC has charged people of corrupt practices, and you go and withdraw the case, and nothing has been heard of those withdrawals, whether they have been dropped or not. So it doesn't give people, Nigerians, the joy to say yes, we are fighting corruption. And like I said, no single individual except those in the opposition, maybe one or two in the opposition.
Yes, exactly.
They can come and tell us this man has been jailed for corrupt practice. What about the rest? And corruption is still.
We saw the speed and the dispatch with which the former Walter Onogen, the CJN, was removed. In a matter of weeks, the highest ranking judicial officer in Nigeria, the head of the judiciary in Nigeria, in a matter of the courts in Nigeria, in a matter of weeks, he was removed. But we've had instances of people in the executive. We just spoke about Babachi Lawal. From several years hearing about this, there are at least 15 members of this EXCO, of the Federal Executive Cabinet Committee, who some of them are governors, some of them are ministers, and who have case files with the same EFCC.
I think the president.
What has happened?
The president understands what's going on.
A particular minister, as we speak, a particular minister bought a house in Maitama, demolished the house, and in a matter of months he built the house, and the anti-graft agencies are pretending that they don't know who this minister is.
The president is not unaware of what is going on. I'm sure that is why he raised that alarm, yesterday, saying that we must, fight
alarm raiser in chief
the country, and that's corruption, of course, is affecting seriously FDI, as foreign direct investment. But let's look at other issues before we round off the segment. Twitter, of course,
Thank you so much for your patience to watch from the beginning to the end. I hope you have learned something from the video you have just watched. The video you have just watched is to bring information to your doorstep and for educational purpose. It is not to demonize anybody. Let us watch continuously and see who can be able to make a sense out of every nonsense we are seeing. We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again.